Hey besties, you're welcome once again to my YouTube channel, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be sharing with you on how I made this triangular bubu top in less than 10 minutes. If this was like what you're interested in, kindly hit on the subscribe button, and here is free to subscribe here on my channel is totally free. What it means is that you're going to be getting more videos from me. Okay guys, so now let's move right into the tutorial. Now the first thing you're going to do is this particular fabric is a crepe material, and I use 30 inches. That is the wideness of this fabric is 30 inches, and then the length is 62 inches. So 30 by 62, that is what I used. It's not up to a yard, guys. Now the first step is to fold your fabric into 2 equal folds, just like the way you see that I'm doing in the video. Just fold the ends together, make the ends meet together and make it into an equal fold like this. Then just pick an edge just like so and place it on another edge just like so. Place it on each other to give you a perfect triangle. Okay, now this fold is called a bias fold. Now this fabric moves around a lot, so I'm going to be securing this fabric down with my pins so that it doesn't move about, and so that I can have an accurate measurement. Now after securing them with my pins, the next step is to start to input all our measurements. Now the first measurement you're going to input is your shoulder measurement. All right, now you can see how I folded this fabric. You can see that the folded side is the one facing me. Okay, so that is how you're going to fold your fabric. Now the shoulder measurement is from one part of your shoulder to the other part of your shoulder. And then for mine, my shoulder measurement is 16 inches. Now I'm not going to be using that whole 16 inches, because if I use the full 16 inches, this top might as well fall at my shoulder. So to avoid that, to avoid it falling at my shoulder line, I'm going to deduct 1 inch from my shoulder measurement. So I'm going to be left with 15 inches. Now I'm going to divide that 15 inches into 2 equal halves, which is going to give me 7.5, which means I'm going to be working with 7.5 as my new shoulder measurement, as the half of my shoulder measurement. Now I'm going to be stitching the shoulder down, from the shoulder down to the sides. I'm going to be stitching it down with half of an inch. That is the stitching allowance. So then I'm going to add that half of an inch stitching allowance to 7.5 inches, which is my shoulder line. Now that gives me 8 inches. So here where I get 8 inches on this side of my fabric, I'm going to mark my 8 inches here. Wherever I get that 8 inches on this side of the fabric, I'm going to be marking my 8 inches here, and I'm going to be making that into a straight line, because this is where we're going to put our neckline from. So I'm going to mark my 8 inches right here. Now the next step is to cut the neckline, to determine the length of the neckline, how deep you want the neckline to be. Now because this is on a bias fold, and then when you have a fabric on bias fold like this, it tends to get wider when you open it up. So for that reason, I'm just going to come down by either half of an inch or 1 inch for my neckline. Now I'm going to mark 1 inch for my neckline. I'll advise you do so as well. Now, because so that even when the neckline is not as wide as you want, you can as well widen it. All right, so just let's make it little like this to connect the neckline to the shoulder line like so. Now the next step is to determine where the sleeve is going to be coming out from. If you notice that style, the sleeve, the hand is going to be coming out at the elbow region. So for this, you're going to measure from your shoulder down to your elbow. So for me, from my shoulder down to my elbow is 14 inches. I'm going to place my tape measure on my shoulder line, then come down by the 14 inches and mark here. Now I've marked it. Now the next thing for me to do is to determine the round circumference of my elbow, which is going to determine our sleeve opening. Now to determine that, just to wrap your tape measure around your elbow like so. When you're taking the measurement of this, make sure your hand is folded, is on fold okay, so that you can get the accurate measurement. And so this particular blouse we are making is a Bubu top, which means that it has to be free. It must not be fitted. So when you're measuring your shoulders, your elbow circumference, make sure to add a little freeness to it. Now I've measured mine, and mine is 13 inches, so I divided that 13 inches into 2, which gives me 6.5. Now from that 14 inches mark, I'm going to come down by 6.5 and mark 6.5 here. So that is my sleeve opening. Now the next step to do is to, now you're going to place your tape measure on this shoulder line, and then come down by your half length measurement. Come down by your shoulder to your half length. For me, my shoulder to my half length is 18 inches, so I'm going to be marking 18 inches here. So now I've marked my 18 inches, because I'll advise you to use your half length measurement so that the joining, you know, can stop at your half length. This side joining can stop on your half length. Okay, that is why I use my half length measurement. Now measure what you have from that half length downwards. Whatever it gives you, input in the same measurement on this side, mark it, and then with the aid of a ruler, just mark that out into a straight line. So here marks where our side join is going to stop. Okay, now then the rest will be open. Now notch that side, then notch out the sleeve opening also, so that when you're sewing you can know where to stop. So notch the sleeve opening, and then the next thing is to cut out our neckline. So guys, basically we are done with the cutting of this blouse. You can see how simple and how easy it is. Now I'm going to be cutting out this side, and then the next thing is just to start sewing. To open it up, you can see our perfect triangle. You can see how it formed out. Now the next thing is to start sewing. From now I'm going to start sewing. I'm going to join the sides first before turning in the necklines, okay, so that I can have a round neckline there. Now I'm going to join from that neckline, that's from this shoulder line down to where I have my first notch. Okay, I'm going to join from this shoulder line down to where I have my first notch, which is my sleeve opening. Okay, then after I'm done with that, when I join the two sides, and then I'm now going to turn my neckline by a bias tape. You can as well use a facing to turn your neckline if that is what you want, but for me I'm going to be using a bias tape to turn in my necklines. So guys, you can see here it is. I've turned my line with the bias tape, and then I've stitched down the sides. I've stitched down from that neckline down to the sleeve opening, like you can see. So I'm going to turn this into the right side so that you can as well see what I am trying to say. So this is it, guys. You can see I've stitched down from the neckline down to the sleeve opening. Now the next thing to do is to work on our sleeve opening. Now the sleeve opening here, you're just going to fold it into double folds. Okay, just fold it into double folds like this, 1 and then 2. Okay, do that for this side. Do it for this other side to 1 and 2. Stitch it down, and then you come to this other side too, and then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to fold 1, 2, and then on this other side too, you're going to fold it 1 and 2. All right, now when you're done with that, the next thing you're going to do, you're going to stitch from that sleeve opening down to this other notch. That is where our side join is going to be stopping. Okay, stitch down from the sleeve opening down to this notch, and then for this other side you're going to repeat the same thing. Stitch down to this notched part. All right, now you can see I've done that, and this is how it's looking. But you see that I changed the bias tape. All right, I wasn't feeling that black bias tape. It wasn't really, you know, working well with the fabric, so I had to change to this color. This color works well with the fabric. So now you can see I've done my sleeve opening. As you can see, it's looking very beautiful and neat, and I've stitched down this side, and then I've done that to the other side here. You can see I've folded, I've hemmed that sleeve opening, and then I've stitched down this side also, as you can see. Now the next thing for me is to fold in this side like 1, 2, like this, and then down to this point, to this pointed part. And then when I get to this pointed part, I'm going to fold in 2 to 1 and 2 like so. Okay, and I'm going to stitch it down to where I have this notch. Just fold it in 1 2 and stitch down till you have the notch. Then you're going to repeat the same thing for this other side also. Just going to fold in 1 and 2 and then to this other side also. Now guys, this is it. I've done it and you can see how it's looking. I hope you understand what I'm trying to teach you guys, because this is very simple and I've explained it very simply also. Now this, you can see how this is given. Now I'm going to just go over what is remaining for me to do is to weave all the joint parts. All right, weave this and then take it to the ironing board and give it a good press. Guys, you can see how simple and how basic this is. You can as well, even if you're not a seamstress, you can as well make this for yourself. It's very simple and it's very basic. Even with the way I've explained, I know and I'm sure that you'll be able to make yours, and it doesn't even take time. In like 10 minutes you're done with this cutting and sewing of this particular blouse. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up, and also do not forget to subscribe to my channel. To subscribe here to my channel is very free. YouTube is not going to demand a dime from you. It's free here on my channel to subscribe. Once you subscribe, what it means is you're going to be getting more videos from me. So if you want to get more videos from me, kindly tap on the subscribe button. Until I see you in my next video. Bye.